There we go. Sorry about that. Right. Hello everyone, I'm Jonathan. Welcome to my channel, Jonathan's World, crafting, creating and chatting. Yay! So sorry about that, technical issues and everything. So just to let you know that I will be working on Winter Mystery by Chuck Pinson, which is mystery number 77 by Diamond Art Club. Hi Susan, thank you for the muted warning. Sorry about that. You know, I've not done this in a while, so I keep forgetting. You know. Hi Amelia. Lovely to see you here. I'm just gonna keep flicking between the YouTube. I had one of my followers that watches me quite a lot on YouTube is Diamond Painting with Finn. If you're there, hi Finn. And your comment on one of my recent videos just prompted me really to think I should get on and, you know, just say hi to you all, just to let you all know how I'm doing and everything. But yeah, so just big warning, I'm going to be working on a mystery kit. If you do not want it, there will be sections of it that you can see. So if you don't want anything spoiling, please leave my stream now. But just for that warning, okay. I have put in the description that that's what I'm working on, so I don't want anyone to be spoilt. Excuse my cuckoo clock. Right, okay, so I'm going to turn the overhead camera on now, just so you know. I mean, it is sold out, so if you haven't got this kit already, it's likely you won't be able to get it unless you get it pre-owned, because it did sell out, I think. And mystery kits are limited, and once they're gone, they're gone. Okay, so let me just turn you on. Right. Okay, so general setting, and of course my top camera suddenly decided to stop working. Just 1 second. Yeah, it should be streaming. Just all technical issues tonight. I'm afraid. It's just typical. It just decides not to work the moment I go live, which is very, very annoying. But I will get it working in a second, I'm sure. Second. There we go. Finally. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry, all my hokey, so because I don't do this often enough anymore, I'm afraid. But yeah, so as you can see, Thank you, Susan. Nice to see you. Yeah, as you can see, if you're part of my Facebook community, Jonathan's World on Facebook, that's www.facebook.com/groups/Jonathan's World. There is a group on there, a chat on there, where I haven't given up progress update for a little while actually, so I should really put one on there, but just for you to keep up to date with how far I'm getting. But basically, I'm just under 3 rows from the end. As you can see, it's a lovely. You're not missing that much above. The section above is just trees and things, lovely, and mountains, lovely background, but not as much interest as down here. We've got a lovely church here, and lots of winter tree lines and everything. I must admit, this was a very dull colour palette for a painting, and I would never have picked this palette for me if it hadn't been a mystery. And I'm glad I've done it, because it is quite interesting, and you've got these little peaks of colour, but there's no brights in this really. The brightest colour I would say is this lemon yellow, which I think I've got in this set. Yeah, it's a fairy dust, which is 3823. It's a very, very pale, not even lemon, it's just a very, very pale yellow. But yeah, let me know if the music is annoying you or if it's too loud or anything. But I'm just going to take this opportunity to chat a little bit about what's been going on, and then people can watch this back as well. Okay, so I've already prepared, as you can see, the colours that I am going to be using tonight. And I'm going to be working on this section here, the next one over. Diamond Art Club have kind of got me over to doing smaller sections now that they do these amazing sections, and now all the kinks have been sorted. And oh, hi there, Capricorn lass, nice to see you again. Right, sorry, just getting myself all sorted. I'm just so disorganised. But yeah, so I'm just going to turn my light board on now. You might not see it as well, but yeah. So just going to peel back this section. Hi Julie, how are you doing? Yeah, so I'm a bit of a mix about how I've been doing really. Work is really good. My line manager has been amazing, and I had an Oki Health review not so long ago, and they just highlighted all the things that need to be done to support me at work, and they basically had all these what we call reasonable adjustments in the UK. Basically, adjustments that your employer has to make for you to basically be able to perform your job as well as anybody else in your workplace. And these are usually adjustments because you have a disability or a incapability of doing something as well as other people. And that, according to my Oki Health referral, it did say that if I was assessed, I would likely be classed disabled because of my anxiety, my depression, and my ADHD. But my work has thankfully been very, very good about it, and my manager, she's worked tirelessly, to just make sure everyone is aware of all like the other managers in my area that work closely with us. make sure they're all aware of what I can and can't do. I feel I'm getting back to my former self at work on what I was capable of doing. I'm starting to joke with people a bit more, although that comes with like pros and cons, because I just think, oh my god, did I joke too much? Did I upset that person? And then I have to say, oh, did I upset you then? And they say, no, of course you didn't upset us, Jonathan. It's lovely to see you having a laugh and everything. And I'm just like, but it's the ADHD, this constant um, inferiority complex. You just feel like you're not good enough anywhere, and yeah, it's just the struggle is real, you know. So yeah, but oh, sorry. I'm working on Mystery Number 77 by Chuck Pinson for Dime Dark Club. Yeah, just so you know. And it's I did give a warning out. Sorry, I did give a warning out at the beginning, Capricorn lads. I do apologise. Sorry. You could turn your screen off, or turn my screen off, or something, but it's up to you. Yeah, sorry. I've got most of it covered, but yeah, unfortunately, this is the one I'm working on at the moment. I haven't really done any whipping chats with this one, just because obviously I didn't want to spoil anything, but I did want to do something tonight. So yeah, thanks, Julie. Yeah, I'm struggling with bringing streaming back into my life, and I'm not entirely sure whether that's what I want or not. I did get into journaling a little bit for like all of 5 minutes, you know, and I've got loads of stuff and everything. I've got subscription boxes coming every month, and then I've just like lose my motivation to keep up with it, because it's a regular thing that you have to keep doing, and that's not good for people with ADHD, because we like to always be on the next big thing and everything. I mean, diamond painting is quite good because there's always like another square to do, I guess, although I'm probably not making much sense here. It's difficult because, I mean, I'm just in the final stages of... Oh, just let me just flick over to YouTube just to check if anyone's there. Oh, hi Julie. Are you on both? Yeah, so yeah, I'm not sure about bringing streaming into my life and how much I want it or not. I've been doing a lot of adapting because I am becoming aware of, you know, the fact that I'm not like everybody else and the person I was before, when I was compensating, you know, to survive in the rest of the world with everyone else, you know, without thinking about my ADHD and everything, and my anxieties. That was oh, no worries, Julie. Yeah, so actually I'll zoom in a bit and then excuse me, I'm just zooming in. So it's just a bit less. There we go. go. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, just carry on doing this now. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just adapting to like knowing that I was compensating a lot, and it's just learning who you are all over again, I guess, and it's just it social engagements now. I come into terms with the fact that I don't really like them. It's like my boss had a party for her son. It was a Harry Potter party. This weekend just gone, which would I've liked to go to, but I just excuse me, hay fever. But I just wasn't up to seeing that many people, you know, and I knew that I would feel a bit uncomfortable trying to keep small talk, mingling with other people, chatting to other people. The other thing is, I know Alan suffers from social anxiety as well, really, and he wouldn't have enjoyed it, wouldn't have wanted to go. So I've ended up going on my own, and I don't know. I just it wasn't really for me. So yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of parts of my life have gone that way. Like, I used to do sewing groups, knitting groups. I ran all these things myself. You know, because I didn't have a job. At one point when I moved down south originally, I was writing a novel, and I was doing some nursing shifts on the bank. But then when I had my haberdashery business, I didn't have a permanent job, you know, because I was doing haberdashery, so that left a lot of time during the days to run these groups and everything, and in the evenings as well. And that was a bit of a front for selling some of my stuff, because I sold a lot of stuff to my knitting group, my local knitting groups and everything, for a discount, you know, and everything, because they were my local group. And so I was connecting socially in those years to a lot of people, and at that time that was in my comfort zone. But I guess I was just, you know, kind of overcompensating for how things really were, and inside I was really struggling. And it wasn't until my sister's wedding that I actually decided that it was too much, and I really wanted what my sister had, because her and her husband were teachers, and they were like enjoying life, enjoying their jobs and everything, and I wanted that for myself, and I knew I wasn't happy, and I just finally came to terms with that, and decided I had to do something about it. And that was when I realised I needed to go back to nursing, and you know, that's why I'm a nurse again. So but yeah, so but I've done various things. I struggle at the moment. My struggle is I'm struggling to settle on any one thing. I've been doing gaming. I recently replayed and played for the first time the latest Tomb Raider game. So I love Tomb Raider. It is one of my favourite game series. Sorry, just let me tilt this camera to the left because it's only got half of me. Oh no, it's tilted. That's better. Yeah, I know exactly, Julian. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm oh, sorry. No, I loaded my pen. I forgot about it. Yeah, I really do, and I just need to I guess kind of forgive myself for not being the person I think I want to be, you know, and just like accept that it's okay to be who I am, and yeah, but sorry, this square is so confetti. It's there's not really any good place to start, so I'm just starting at the bottom and working my way up. Of course, it's all everywhere, so. Yeah, but because so I was playing Tomb Raider. Really, really, really adore Tomb Raider. It's my favourite series of all time. I love Lara Croft as a hero, and yeah, I love Lara Croft as a hero, and I really connect with all the ancient archaeology stuff. I find it so interesting, and yeah, particularly like the latest games. I just think they go so much further than any of the other games have ever gone before. Um, in all the detail of the world and everything, and I think it has a perfect balance between exploration, fighting people with guns, gunfights, and yeah. So I'm just very, very happy that I found that again, and so I finished the Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which are the last three games they made, and I know they are planning to make another one. Well, start it all over again, I think. So basically, it's going to be go back to her, like where the games were when they started, because the Tomb Raider series has kind of reinvented itself several times. It was originally being made by a company called Core Design, who did amazingly for the first four games, well, first five games actually. They did really, really well, but then in the sixth game, Angel of Darkness, they just totally screwed it up. Lost it. With I think there were bugs, and the game and the story wasn't quite as good, and they it did so disastrously that they actually lost the contract for Tomb Raider, even though it was their baby, and it was given to a company called Crystal Dynamics in Canada, who continued it, and I was skeptical at first, but then when the first game came out, it was called Tomb Raider Legend. It just basically went back to that kind of Lara Croft's roots. It was just pure Tomb Raiding fun, and it was just amazing, and I loved it. And they then they remastered Tomb Raider Anniversary, which sorry, they remade the first Tomb Raider, Tomb Raider 1, and that was Tomb Raider Anniversary, which was very, very good. And then they brought elements of that into Tomb Raider Underworld, which was the end of that trilogy. And that was just an amazing, amazing trilogy at the time, and I still enjoy playing that. And then after that, they decided they'd done that, so they wanted to reinvent Lara, and so they go back to when she was first becomes a Tomb Raider, and so like when she's first does this becomes who she's going to be, and what experiences shape her as a young woman, and yeah. And I think for a few years I didn't play those games because I felt a little bit, I didn't want them to reinvent Tomb Raider. I liked it as it was. I just wanted more Tomb Raider games, and I didn't really realise it was very, very Tomb Raider-y. Anyway, in these games, it was just an invention of her character, and yeah, so it took me a while to play it, but once I did, I really, really enjoyed those last three games that I played, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the future is. But that is one of the major things that I'm talking about is the procrastination. You know, you don't really know what you want to do on a day, or when you've got an hour or two free, you just procrastinate and you think, I don't know what I'm going to do. and I'll game or I'll do this, and sometimes you find yourself in this loop, this vicious cycle where you just don't know what you want to do, and it's paralyzing. You know, your just brain gets paralyzed, and you just don't know what you want to do, and it's really difficult. You know, so I find having to try not having too many different interests at the same time, and because the more things you have on the go, the more difficult it is to choose between them. So at the moment, I have diamond painting, which I'm doing this one, which I've been doing since it came out a while, a few months ago. I've been doing this one, and I was doing it quite continuously, but then I stopped. Well, I didn't stop. I just wasn't doing as much of it, and but then I because I think. Yeah, because I think it just gets a bit monotonous after a while, sometimes working on one project all the time. But sorry, I'm just looking if there's any more of this colour. Inevitably, I'm going to have missed something. No, there's some over here. Yeah, but just. Yeah, so I've got this on the go. I tend to have a game on the go at the moment. I had a bit, after I finished Tomb Raider, I had a bit of a procrastination thing because I started playing Tomb Raider Legend, and then I couldn't quite get into it 100%. And then I started playing Uncharted, because I thought, oh, I was into Tomb Raider, I could maybe play Uncharted. Now, I like Uncharted, and Uncharted, for those of you who don't know, sorry, I'm doing a whole games lesson today, is a series about someone called Nathan Drake, that is the apparent heir of Sir Francis Drake. It starts out with him finding like a lost journal of Sir Francis Drake, and going on like kind of an ancient treasure quest, you know, based on that. He's pursued by people that also want whatever he's after. It's very Indiana Jones, very Tomb Raider, but heavily borrowing from Tomb Raider, but I guess, you know, a lot of games have, because it was kind of the first game that matched that exploration, shooting, and puzzle solving, you know, all into one game, you know, so it probably has a bit more gunplay than I would like. I think I would say that it is possibly in danger of becoming a major focus in the game, you know, over, you know, and I much prefer puzzle solving and exploration to the enemy fire. But, you know, it's a respectable game. I know a lot of people prefer Uncharted to Tomb Raider. I think it's because it has more characters, because Tomb Raider really only has Lara for most of it. I mean, it has, in the newer games, it has someone called Jonah, who is her companion, but the nature of Tomb Raider itself is very lonely. She's out there exploring these long forgotten civilizations, and just and that is a very lonely thing to be doing. It is a very solitary thing, you know, so it's not supposed to be, you know, but then Uncharted does it in a different way, and I respect it for that, but I don't necessarily think it's better than Tomb Raider. Maybe just as good, but definitely not better. But anyway, enough about games. So anyway, I tried to play Tomb Raider. Oh, let me just flick over to you to just check there's no one else on the other side. Oh, hi Finn. Right. Just before, as long as if you're staying, just make sure you know that this. I am working on. You can't really see much of it at the moment, but I'm working on the mystery kit number 77 by Chuck Pinson, Diamond Art Club. So just so you know that I don't want you to get spoilt. You know, I'm not going to zoom out right now. Just so, but obviously, as I do fill in this section, you know, you might see bits. But yeah, I've been struggling mentally, Finn. I must admit. You know, I'm just going over really my different procrastinations and different things that I'm doing at the moment. Excuse me. But I'm just struggling to get motivated to do filming all the time, and it's been difficult. But yeah, yeah. So I had loads of plans I think I wanted to do, but I just never seem to have enough time in the day to do them all. Oh goodness me, yes, get Literate Dragon Finn, definitely. Um, yeah, that is. Oh, just a minute. Let me twist over. There you go. That is my finished Literate Dragon. That's my very first diamond painting that I did. Yeah, I love it. And it was such an amazing one to do as a starter one. Some people would say that's not a starter one, but I thought it was alright for me. Yeah, but if it's in stock, definitely. It's a really, really cool kit. It's got so many different elements. It's got bookcases, it's got the dragons, the books, like tables, cookies, lamps, magazines, the floor. It's just got a bit of everything. Yeah, so I just a second, let me see how much charge have I got. I'm just going to bring up my YouTube live on my where are we? YouTube. Sorry, just so I can see both the chats at the same time. Right, yeah, so yeah, I would highly recommend Literate Dragon. Right. Sorry, I'm just making sure there's no more of these squirry things. That's the next section, isn't it? Okay. Right, inevitably I'll have missed one somewhere, but that's it for now for that colour. Okay. It is an amazing one, and it's been around since pretty much like since the beginning of Diamond Art Club almost. Well, I don't know. I haven't been. I think I missed the first 2 years, but it's been in. It's very early, that kit, and I did really enjoy doing it. But yeah, so I've got this kit I'm doing at the moment, gaming, which, like I said, I almost get to the end of this thread of conversation and then I move on. Sorry, ADHD. Yeah, so I do gaming, which now I've gone through all the Tomb Raiders. I tried Uncharted and I couldn't quite get into that at the time. So I started Lacrimosa Rodana again, which is another type of game. It's a Japanese role-playing game. It's an action game, so you... Basically, the premise is you are travelling on a ship at the beginning to go from one continent to another. It's a loose world, kind of based on our world, but slightly different, an older world. So, like at the time of the Roman Empire, but Roman is actually called Roman Empire. All the spellings are kind of different, but this and it takes place in a it takes place in the perspective of, it's a third person game, but in the perspective of a young man called Adol, and at different points that each game takes place at a different point in his life, basically. um, and yeah, and this one they end up getting marooned on this island, this Seiran Island, and it's basically there's something going on the island, why people can never leave, and yeah, it's a role playing game where you go around fighting monsters, building up a team, building up your base, and then figuring out what's going on. So it's quite cool, quite relaxing, quite chilled. So I thought I'll start. I'd never finished that. I got bored right towards the end, and I do this. I play a game right towards the end, and then I stop playing, and I have to start playing it again. I'm trying not to let Witcher become another victim of that, because I've got right to the end of Witcher 3, and I don't know if I'll go back to it or not. But I really, really do struggle. It's Ys 7. Let me write it down in here. Just a second. Lacrimosa of Dana. It's a Japanese role-playing game, and it's available on pretty much all platforms. Yeah, but I really, really do. It's a very satisfying game. It's got really punchy, rocky, poppy sort of soundtracks in the background when you're going around this world and fighting monsters. It's very fast paced, so you're like attacking monsters directly using special moves and everything. You have the party of three. You can flick between each character. Characters tend to have different types of damage they can inflict. So you're flicking between them quite readily, to inflict damage. So it's different pace to other role playing games out there. It's not turn based really, but it's a nice refreshing change, to a lot of others I play, because I'm trying to rev myself up to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I've just not got there yet. No spoilers, please, because I've still not played it. But so anyway, so that is my second thing. So I've got the diamond painting, I've got that, and then I have a crochet project I just recently started. So I wanted to have something for the telly. I'm trying to be better with not watching telly when I do my diamond painting, because I just find that I'm so much more productive with my diamond painting if I'm listening to something rather than if I'm watching something. So I'm trying to be better with that regard. So I decided. So I wanted something to do in front of the telly. So I started a crochet project. It's a blanket. It's using a technique called mosaic crochet. So it's basically very, very similar in principle to jacquard knitting, which I used to do on the knitting machine, and that is where it's a pattern. It's like it's two-coloured pattern mainly, so like a picture, and the principle is you're only working one colour in at a time, and you're bringing you kind of working the colour. You're working the colour the active colour to the front, and then you kind of feeding it in at the back. It stitches to the back of for the colours up to the pixels that aren't in work. So the ones that are in work, you kind of pick up the loop from the previous one and do a double crochet or treble in the UK, and then you just work a single into the back of the stitch if you're not working it. And then so you're working these colours individually. It's quite slow going, but it's very, very effective. Maybe next time I'll show you a picture of what I've been doing, but it's one someone did the pattern on Ravelry. Ravelry is a big online knitting community, which people can sell their patterns and everything. Bit like you can sell them on Etsy, but you know how I am with Etsy, lifetime ban. But yeah, not my fault. By the way, really don't want to go into the story right now. But yeah, but Ravelry is great, and yeah, people can put their patterns on there, and there's free stuff on there as well. You can keep an inventory of all your yarn that you have, and yeah, so it's great. So I'm just doing that. Yeah, so I'm working on that, and it's basically it's a picture. So it's got a rows of flowers, rows of sheep. There's a house as a main motive towards the top, and I think it's got a slogan at the top. I can't remember what it says, but but yeah, so it's quite cool, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I know. Well, I think younger people do. Sorry, Finn has just said. So, sounds cool. I hate the stereotype only old people knit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get that as well. I mean, and it is. It's really difficult, like because obviously I want to be able to engage with people my own age as well as the older generation. But I find with a lot of crafting groups, it tends to be much older people that you are connecting with, which is great, and I love connecting with that older generation. But it people my age, we do need to connect with people our own age, you know. And okay, I'm middle aged now, kind of. I'm 42 this year, but you know, I still want to make friends, you know. But thankfully, I made quite a few friends through that diamond painting, and I've got my little nerd herd, you know. We've got several of us, and hopefully, people they might all be coming over for a few days later in the year. So looking forward to that, and I've met some of them already on holiday, as some of you may know, because we did a special live Twitch while we were there. But yeah, so I'm just yeah, but I'm enjoying the crochet. I'm not really going to any crochet groups, but I teach myself most things anyway. You know, so just really amazing having YouTube to learn, you know, if anything you don't know how to do. Okay, so yeah, so that was yeah, so that's my 3 things really in progress. I mean, you could add my book to that because I'm trying to write again, and that's a 4th thing, but then that's too many things, isn't it? So so I mean, I do my exercise, or I try to, and I'd started cycling again, and the other night I just decided I wanted to cycle the next day, and I had to just get it all out that night, just to because my tyres needed pumping, my chain needed re-oiling, you know, loads of maintenance. The last time I'd gone out, it was ridiculously muddy, so there was all this dry mud that needed cleaning off, you know. So there's loads of TLC and maintenance needed doing to my bike, and this happens because I bike and I get really into it, and then I get out of it, and then I forget about it, you know. But thankfully, I do store my bike in the shed. If it wasn't in the shed, you know, it probably wouldn't be usable anymore. But yeah, so it's yeah, so I did all this maintenance TLC, and then Alan was just making dinner, and I said to him, "Oh, do you mind if I just go for a quick ride around the block, you know, just to check bed in my gears and make sure everything's okay?" And yeah, so I did, and then the next day I did a cycle around our neighbouring estates in my town, big new estate they're building, and there's a big track around it, thinking, oh yeah, that'll be a half an hour bike ride, it takes me an hour to walk around it. And of course it wasn't. It was like about 15 minutes, if that, going around this once. So then I tried to make it a bit of a longer ride by riding some streets through my estate, but I still ended up at only about 17 minutes, I think. So. Oh. Oh, okay, Julie. Thank you for thanks for coming. No worries, and it was really nice chatting to you. Oh dear. Right. So yeah, I'm just filling in this colour now. For any joining, I'm working on mystery number 77, a Chuck Pinson winter mystery by Diamond Art Club. If you don't want it spoiling, I would tune off now. But yeah, so this is just a general update on how I am doing. I'm tending to struggle a little bit, which is why I'm Hubby's just dropping off stuff. Yeah, so yeah, so I want to do stuff. So I've got quite a few things planned this year. We're going away to Norfolk in next week, actually, and just trying to think what else is going on. Yeah, and we're going to a Center Parcs later in the year, and we want to go to Prague, where we wanted to take the train. We don't really like flying to Europe because we honestly just don't find it necessary, because it just it's a huge carbon footprint when you're not going relatively far, whereas obviously if you're going somewhere far like America or somewhere, although not that I wouldn't go there right now, into what's going on, but sorry to my American friends, but I honestly just don't feel safe going over there right now as a gay man. But yeah, hopefully it will get better one day, but yeah. I think I've done all the ticks now. I'm just checking. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so, and then we're hoping to go to some German Christmas markets later in the year. Obviously Christmas time. Oh, and I've done all the two colours. Oh dear. But yeah, so lots of things to look forward to. I've got my birthday in August as well. I'm turning 42. I often have all my family over, just trying to decide what to do really. But yeah, and I know these are short and sweet, but I think I've reached my point now. I will try and do this more frequently. This is about as much as I can manage at the moment. I want to do whipping chats. I want to do button boxings, but mentally I'm still recovering. And it is a very challenging thing for me. But I'm just thankful that you're all still there, and I hope I didn't ruin any surprises for anyone. Apologies, Capricorn, if you didn't want to see that. yeah, tried to write it in the description as well, but yeah, so I just I'll make that even clearer next time. But yeah, so thank you all for joining. Lovely to chat to you all tonight, as always. Bye for now.